Alright, the First Omen. So, the First Omen is the 5th installment of the Omen franchise and also serves as a prequel to the original version of the Omen. Now, as far as my relationship with the Omen as a franchise, I only saw the original version that released way back in the 1980s. So, let's uncover the plot first. The plot follows a nun who is trying to prevent the birth of this demon boy called Damien. Well, only from the plot, you can really guess the similarities from this film to the Immaculate. So the plot here is very similar, but the difference is the tone and the atmosphere. The tone and the atmosphere here is very, very dark and very gloomy and just very scary overall. And the first positive that I can give this film is the atmosphere and the tone. This film nailed the atmosphere and the tone perfectly, because if you see this film, the cinematography, you can really see that they are trying to achieve this dark atmosphere, this really eerie atmosphere, and they nailed it here. Now, is this film really that scary? Well, no, it's not that scary, and that is due to the pacing of the story. The pacing here, let me describe. The first scene of this film builds the tension perfectly, with the preacher getting killed. As an audience, it puts you through this intrigue, to this introduction of this plot perfectly. But after the first scene, the pacing really went downhill. Now, I don't know why, because maybe it is because the script, but as an Omen film, I really did not expect this film to be this slow. And by slow, I mean with this slow pacing, it really didn't build the tension. Now, let's talk about the cast. The cast here mainly focuses on the nun that is played by Nell Tiger Free, and I thought as a nun she works perfectly fine. She acts well, she conveys the emotion as a nun perfectly, and the entire film rests around her shoulders. If her performance didn't work as well as it did, the film wouldn't be as enjoyable as it would have been. Now, the acting here is fine, the atmosphere is fine, it is really pitch perfect. The pacing, however, it's quite troubled, because as I said before, maybe this is the problem with the script. So the film really didn't find the force to keep the plot going, because for the entirety of this film, you really didn't see the tension building. I know that there is something wrong in this monastery, but you really didn't show me enough to believe it, to believe that there is a tension building into the plot. And this film also doesn't include a lot of jump scares. That is the thing that I really respect, from this film. Not like modern horror films normally do, but as I said before, this film really didn't have the tension, So for the majority of this film, you're just following this nun discovering events A to points B to point C without really invested in the plot overall. You are invested in the character though, but you're not invested enough in the plot. Now, the third problem that I have here is the runtime. The runtime, this film is like 2 hours long, and it didn't have to be 2 hours long. It could have been cut like maybe 20 minutes and it would have been fine, pacing wise and also story wise, because with these kinds of stories, you really didn't need a lot of time, to explore the plot. And with the time they're spending here, 1 hour and 50 minutes, they really did not utilize the runtime well here. It could have been cut like 12 minutes or 20 minutes and it would have been fine pacing wise. So my biggest problem with The Omen is with the pacing and the story. The story moves very, very slowly without the tension that it needed as a horror film. So as an audience, you felt disengaged with the overall plot of this film. So with that in mind, I will give the First Omen a 6.5 out of 10. Overall, guys, this could have been better. I had a high anticipation in this film, and overall, it was a letdown for me. So, as a horror film, it works just fine. But as a prequel that's supposed to relaunch the Omen franchise to the modern audience, it kind of failed. So this film is decent, but it could have been better, and also it really reduces the rewatchability of this film overall. So I will only watch the First Omen once, and that's it for me. So overall, guys, I will give this film a 6 out of 10. As a horror film, it is decent, but as an Omen film, it is really disappointing. So 6 out of 10. If you have seen the First Omen, tell me everything down in the comment section, and rank your top Omen films, So see you on the next video.